Thank you very much for your presentation, Bori. Next speaker. But please be brief, up to 8 minutes, because we're running late. Lagging behind. Umit Yildiz, our colleague from Turkey, who's an expert on land cadastre. Umid will tell us about their experience in terms of management of emergency situations on the basis of the latest earthquake that happened in Turkey. Umid?
We ask him for being very short because we have very short time frame.
Okay, I will try to be fast. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I will try to be fast.
But could you press F5?
Okay, I think it is okay. Yes. The topic of my presentation will be disaster management and cadastre in Turkey, and I will try to be fast, as I said before. Turkey, my country, is located in a seismically active region, and so we are experiencing seismic activities, frequent seismic activities. The latest one was this year at 6th of February, and according to the official records, it indicates a devastating toll with over 50,000 casualties and thousands injured and hundreds of thousands of people left homeless after the earthquake. The epicenter was in Kahramanmaraş province in Turkey. However, the neighboring 10 provinces have also been affected from the earthquakes. The distance between the two epicenters was approximately 100 kilometers, and the region experienced over 26,000 aftershocks. And the latest reports indicate that nearly 255,000 buildings were damaged or destroyed in the affected areas. And ground displacements up to 5 meters in the region were also observed. And the topic of my presentation is about disaster management, and I will mainly talk about post-disaster phase of disaster management cycle. I will talk about response, recovery, and reconstruction activities. During the response phase of activities, thousands of volunteers from across the country and world joined forces to support search and rescue operations, and the presence of land register directories and cadastral directories in each district and city respectively played a crucial role in the region. The dedicated staff at these offices, equipped with comprehensive data on addresses, ownership, and cadastral maps, made them become valuable members of the search and rescue activities. The second response activity is damage detection, and our staff, we collaborated with public prosecutors and relevant authorities to assess and report damage in the region. For monitoring activities, geometric engineers and surveyors were called upon to provide support in mapping activities using drones and total stations, and the cadastral directorates in the region were responsible for coordinating and organizing these volunteers in the region. For recovery phase, constitute an extensive area affected by the earthquakes, recovery activities needed to commence simultaneously with response efforts, and site selection emerged as a critical task for establishing temporary shelters, field hospitals, emergency recovery centers, and even for graveyards. Given that 10 cities were impacted, covering nearly 100,000 square kilometers, our active involvement in site selection was vital for effective recovery operations. Within the 10 days after disaster, debris removal began and prompting attention to the state of parcel boundaries of the registered parcels. It became evident that the ground and cadastral data within our database had also experienced some level of deformation. Therefore, alongside building deformation monitoring, we initiated activities to rectify and update cadastral information stored in our databases. I would like to show a few pictures. The provided images demonstrate the extent of devastation following the earthquakes, where streets, neighborhoods, districts, and even entire cities became unrecognizable. A few pictures from the earthquake region. And these pictures, these images presented here showcase our efforts in monitoring building and ground deformations. And our staff played a pivotal role in coordinating search and rescue teams and damage detection activities. These pictures belongs to these activities. And the image on the left displays our service building in Adıyaman province, and the pictures on the left side, right side, also reveal the impact of liquefaction on railways and on the ground. Many of our colleagues or staff started to work in the region on single wide or temporary structures just seen on the picture. We are now in the reconstruction phase, where the focus is on rebuilding and rehabilitating the affected areas. And as I said before, apart from damage incurred to the settlements and infrastructure, the earthquakes also disrupted cadastral boundaries and necessitating their clarification, and they have to be modeled after the earthquakes. Turkey, I would like to say a few sentences about cadastral system in our country. We have a full coverage cadastre, and this full coverage cadastre can be ensured as a result of works lasting almost a century. So our cadastral system is always defined for establishing land registers, and land registers, including cadastral maps, are under the state guarantee in our country. And there are almost 59 million parcels in Turkey. And after these earthquakes, after Kahramanmaraş earthquakes, 5.3 million parcels, almost 10% of the country, were affected. 4 out of these 5.3 million parcels produced with digital approach. We used to rely on them. However, and for the remaining part, remaining 1.3 million parcels, renovation projects were still ongoing, and the earthquakes changed everything, because as it can be seen from the picture, the ground movement up to 4.55 meters is observed in the region. And fault ruptures, as it can be seen from the picture, fault ruptures are also affected our cadastral data. The provided image depicts a fault line running through parcels from south to the north, and it caused deformation up to 3 meters in the region. Another example of fault rupture is visible in this image from a rural area, again from Kahramanmaraş province. I would like to give another stunning example. Post-earthquake landslides. Post-earthquake landslides further impacted the concordance between cadastral parcel data stored in our databases and the ground reality. The image in this slide illustrates how a landslide divided a parcel into 2 parts and affected the boundaries, and even shifting the location of trees owned by the parcel owner. And here is the problem: who owned these olive trees? Because they are now, after earthquake, they are located in another person's parcel boundaries. I tried to be fast. In conclusion, these examples demonstrate the challenge in maintaining accurate data in earthquake-prone zones and the importance of land registry cadastral data, and the invaluable role of our profession during and after disasters cannot be overstated. Thank you for your attention, and if you have any questions, you can send emails to these addresses. Thank you very much.